As I look back on the past year, I am completely and totally amazed about the things that I managed to accomplish. I finally started that business that I had only been thinking and dreaming about for the longest time. I moved. I got a promotion and a raise with my job. I got engaged. I've increased my income. I have a complete new set of friends and a brand new circle of high value women who are about entrepreneurship and business and building community. And I've gotten more business contacts. I've got great momentum going. If those are the things that you would like to look back on your life this time next year and say those things, well, then keep watching because I've got some tips for you for planning going into 2025. So, welcome to Always Classy and Elegant. I'm Brandy, your host, coach, and mentor, and I'm here to help you get the tools and knowledge you need to become the best version of yourself. So, ladies, as we are approaching Christmas in just a few days, some of you might be feeling like you're a little bit behind the ball when it comes to planning and getting things in order for 2025. And maybe you've been procrastinating, putting it off for one reason or the other, or maybe you just haven't had time to do it yet. But whatever the situation may be, I would like to encourage you to start as soon as possible. It's better to start before the new year actually gets here, but it's never too late to start. So just start somewhere and start at some point. So when it comes to planning, we can easily get distracted and life happens. I completely understand it. It's happened to me, but I do want to encourage you to go ahead and try to carve out some time now, even if it's only 10 minutes or 15 minutes to think about what it is that is really important to you and the things that you'd like to accomplish in the next year. You don't have to make this complicated, but it is important to go ahead and think about it and write it down. You've probably heard that a goal without a plan, or if a goal that you haven't written down, it's not actually a goal, but it's only a dream. And there's some truth to that. I was not always someone who planned the way I do. And so, in some respects, I tried to plan my life. It didn't really always work out that way. More often than not, it didn't. But I realized the power of writing your goals down when I happen to make some things come to fruition by mistake. Let me explain it to you. Years upon years ago, I was really, really into fashion when I was going into a corporate office every day, and I liked certain looks and I wanted to be able to put things together. And as there would be things that I needed, staple items, I would write them down. And so one at one point in time, I made a list of those things, and it's just things that I wanted to purchase to kind of fill out my wardrobe at that time, and boots, handbags, accessories, things like that. What I realized at the end of that year when I looked back on that list, I had managed to procure all of those things. And that's when I realized the power of writing your goals down. So, again, take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes to get your thoughts in order and actually write them down. Just get it on paper. And then when you have a little bit more time, I'd recommend that you come back and visit that list, prioritize those things. So there can be a lot. If you're like me, you tend to shoot for the stars, and sometimes you can get easily bored and unfocused. But when it comes to the things that are really important to you, should be the priority things. So think about what is it that you really want, not what other people want for you, not what you think you should or could be doing, but what is it that you really want to do? What do you really want to achieve? Write those things down and make those things that you are desiring the most your highest priority. And then after you've got your list prioritized, then come back at either at that same time or another time and write down what are some steps that you can begin taking right now, today, to start achieving your top priority goals. So I'm going to recommend that you have at least three. Try not to give yourself more than five. And if you have some that are really large goals, like maybe starting a new business, maybe you want to move to another state, those are pretty complex and involved things. So you might not want to put too much on your plate if those are your top priority items. So after you've prioritized, you've gotten some action steps in place, again, start thinking about what is it that you can do every day that will get you closer to those goals. That's important because that's going to help you to see progress, and you're going to feel like you are using your time effectively and efficiently, and that you're being constructive with it, and that you're not wasting your time. However, life does happen. It throws us those curveballs and distractions. So how do you stay focused? How do you keep the momentum going? Again, that's where this list becomes important, because you can go back to your list and revisit what it is that you have said, this is a priority for me this year. I really need to be focused on this. So that list can help keep you focused. Go ahead and put it on your wall if you need to. Put it on your phone. Make a wallpaper on your phone if you need to, so that you can keep it in front of your face, or put it on your bathroom mirror, put it on your desk, wherever it is that you can easily access it and revisit it on, every so often. Go ahead and put it there, because you'll be surprised at the impact that having it written down and being able to go back and revisit what you've written down can have on you. Now, as I mentioned, life happens. It throws us curveballs, or even as you get into some things, you might discover this isn't really what I thought it was going to be. I don't think this is going to be for me. So you may choose to shift or pivot some things. You may choose to reprioritize some things. And you know what? That is okay. It is okay to adjust for what is best for your life circumstances at the present time, but also if you just decide, hey, this is just not what I thought it was going to be, it's going to be too much, and you decide to drop it all together and leave it, that is okay. We learn about ourselves. That's where we learn about what our true likes and dislikes are, what our true capacity is, what our true passions are. Also, something I neglected to mention, so let me jump back to the beginning for a quick second. If you're not really sure about what you want to set as your goals, or maybe you've been wanting to start a business, but you don't know what that business should be, I want to encourage you to investigate what your gifts are. And if you're not sure about what your gifts are, consider this. What are those things that you are always getting complimented on? What are those things that always get people's attention? What are the things that other people tell you you are really good at? That might be your gift, or your gifts, plural. So that might be a good place to start. So just keep that in mind if you are unsure of where to start. Now, let me come back to the present with this video. So, we were talking about staying focused. Also, having a trusted friend or confidant who you can talk to when things get tough, and believe me, they will. And you'll need those people. So choose them carefully, because you want to make sure that they have your best interest at heart, and that they really want to help you and see you succeed and be there to support you. But during those times, lean on those people, because it will get tough. There might be times that you contemplate, is this really for me? And you'll need to go back and revisit your list and your priorities. And another thing that you can do to help keep you focused and help you keep your drive is writing down, alongside your goals and your plan, why is it that you want to do that particular thing? So your why oftentimes will be the motivating factor, or the driver that keeps you on track and keeps you going. Now, you've probably heard of the SMART concept. I am not even going to go into that, because to me that feels very corporate. And with this channel, with this business, I want to get out of corporatizing things so much. I really am a laid back, easygoing person at heart and in real life, and I don't want this to feel like work. So I'm not going to go into all of those concepts, but I will say this. With that concept, there's the idea of making sure that your goals are realistic and achievable. And I actually want to encourage you to step out of your comfort zone. Go ahead and select that goal that scares you a little bit, because that can be an area where you really see and experience some true growth with yourself. You can really come to learn yourself and even surprise yourself with how much you actually can accomplish and what you can do. You can discover your own inner strength, and that is going to be so important and so encouraging and motivating to you and for you as you are along this journey of achieving your goals, because it gives you a sense of empowerment and the push or the drive to keep going when you surprise even yourself. And you've probably heard of that saying that says, shoot for the moon, and at least you'll land amongst the stars. And it really is true. So, with goals that scare you, go ahead and set those goals. Shoot for the moon, and you'll be surprised more than likely at where you land and how much you accomplish. So, for myself, I with the goal of starting this business, I told you in a previous video that I vacillated back and forth as to whether or not I should actually do this. Is there space for me in this industry and with this topic? And I gave myself every obstacle that I could possibly come up with until one by one, I slowly figured out, or actually, I didn't even really figure it out, just ways to overcome those obstacles would just pop into my mind as I was driving or in the shower or having a conversation with someone else. So it was very scary to me. I had no idea really business wise with becoming an entrepreneur, really where to start. Of course, I know my content, I know what I'm good at, but it's definitely different doing it for yourself and being the one responsible for getting everything up and going. It's a completely different experience than it is when you walk into something that's already established. So the whole point there is go ahead and scare yourself. And yes, it will be scary. Work through that scariness anyway, because what you'll find along the way is answers to questions. You'll figure things out, and you will probably find a community of women and people, men as well, and other resources that not only want to help you, but will help you. So that's one of the great things about the journey is the contacts or networking that can come along with it, and just finding yourself in a whole new place and space that you maybe never imagined that. Okay, ladies, so that pretty much wraps this up. Quick recap on planning. Figure out what it is that you really want to accomplish, what is most important to you. Write it down. Write down your why it is that you want to accomplish whatever your goals are. Map out a simple plan of how to accomplish that goal, and um, start taking action today. And make sure that with your goal and your plans, whatever they are, that you do something every day that gets you closer to them. Look back on that list every so often so that you can keep yourself focused and motivated, and get a trusted confidant that you can talk to when things get tough and you need some assistance with staying focused and keeping motivated. And shoot for the stars. Go ahead and do that thing that scares you, and you'll be surprised about uh, your inner strength and learning who you really are, your likes and dislikes. So that pretty much wraps this up. Now, if you need some additional help and assistance with creating your goals or staying focused or having someone to hold you accountable, you can reach out to me. I am a certified life coach and a certified etiquette consultant. And you can hop over to my website, alwaysclassyelegant.org, and book your coaching or etiquette training session with me today. And I am more than happy to help you become the best version of yourself. So I hope you have a great holiday season and a great 2025. And we will see you at the top next year. Take care, ladies, and stay classy and elegant. Bye.